Hello guys, this is Claudio, welcome to my YouTube channel and welcome to Circuit de Catalunya in Barcelona. We are looking at footage of Assetto Corsa Competizione, of course. This is my favorite racing sim at the moment. And today I'm gonna take you through a lap of this track on the McLaren GT4 car. We're gonna have a look at how to approach each corner, at least how am I doing it. Please bear in mind I am far from the quickest driver out there. But anyway, I hope that through sharing what I'm thinking when I'm going through each corner, I can help you think more about your own driving, and maybe you can give me as well some critique about my technique, so please feel free to comment below. Now you might be asking why this track? Well, this week I have been doing a lot of laps of Barcelona for the tiring server at RWB. So what's the tiring server at RWB? That's a new league that's starting very soon. There's way too many drivers interested in it. I think there's like 99 drivers registered at the moment. There is no way that 99 drivers all fit on the same track, so they're dividing us into different divisions. They're making us all do laps, and they'll divide us by the quickest and the slowest guys. Currently this week's best lap is a 53.6. The lap I'm gonna take you through is a 54.8, that's 1.2 seconds off the pace. I'm quite happy with it, that's pretty close to my limit. I'm also pretty much on the default aggressive setup, so there's still a tiny bit of time to gain if you mess with the setup. So of course there's lots more time to gain if you have more talent than me. But let's just get on with it and do a lap of Barcelona. So there you go, down the main straight to turn 1. You want to brake just a little bit earlier than the 100-meter board, and then you want to take as much curb as possible. You can cut a lot of the track there, then you don't need to go all the way out. Let me replay here. We're in the heli camera to have a better look at my line. So as you can see here, you can take a lot of the green part of this curb. If we approach this at a slower speed, let me play back this at 0.5 maybe. So at the apex, you will see in just 1 second, turning in, and there you go. This is very cutting into the track. This isn't registered as a cut track by Assetto Corsa Competizione, so you can take as much of this entry curb as you like. Now moving into the next corner, you might be tempted to run all the way out here, but what you actually want is to not run out as much as possible, but keep it a little bit restrained so you can attack the next corner. So if you see the cursor, you want to hit the apex here. If you go too far on the exit, you'll end up here and compromise your entire speed through the next sequence of corners. So let's play it here. And there you go. You also don't want to go all the way out here as well, because you have to go all the way back to the left of the track to approach the very long right-hander, which is turn 3. Now we're gonna go back to cockpit camera to see the next corner, turn 3. So as you see, I approached it all the way to the left side. I could have used more of the track there. So you see I do quite a bit of a lift. This isn't quite as progressive as I'd like. I'm lifting and lifting again. And then this corner, you have this tendency to understeer outside. And I also want to have a look at something here. So when approaching this corner, you want to keep your vision to the exit of the corner, so that will help you in knowing when to apply the throttle. If you always keep your vision where you want to go next, that helps you immensely at controlling your car better. Now as we approach turn 4, I think, you want to maximize all the track available, of course. This is a section that I'm doing quite well, I think. I'm braking just before the... let me rewind for just a little bit. I can play it a little quicker, and this is the braking point here, just a little bit earlier than this white line. Now the question here is when exactly to apex. I think you can take a slightly late apex. I'm perhaps taking it a little earlier than I'd like. Maybe, I don't know. Then you went from here onwards to progressively apply the throttle. I'm already full throttle quite early, actually. So you want to use all of the track as always. Now the next corner is quite similar. Second gear, you have to be quite careful where to brake. It's easy to outbrake yourself here. Then you want to take this apex and immediately look at the outside of the corner so you can apply the throttle early and don't get a cut track. Be careful not to run too wide on that green curb. Now the previous two corners, I find them quite easy, relatively speaking. Now the next corner is when things start to get trickier. So you need to brake in the middle of the track, go back to third. I think I'm turning in a little too early here and shouldn't be clipping the inside curb. Then apply the throttle here. You need to be very careful because the car can get loose if you get too greedy with the throttle. And there you go, that's the fifth corner, I think. Now the next corner is fourth gear right-hander. You just have to be sure to take a relatively late apex and try not to scrub off too much speed because you have a long straight to carry it over next. Also don't run too wide, otherwise you'll get a cut track here as well. Now let's continue in slow motion here at 0.5 playback speed. When approaching the next corner, which is a relatively heavy braking zone, the brake marker I'm using is the second tree after the 150 meter brake marker. This tree around here. There you go, a big smash of the brakes. Now this is a really tricky corner in my opinion. Maybe I just don't have the right technique to approach hairpins, I don't know. But it's really quite tricky to take the right line. This wasn't too bad actually. The following corner is completely flat out. Then this corner, you have to take it like a double apex. You brake late, go a bit wide. You can go down to second gear. I've been trying to experiment with it. Then you apex it again and full throttle again, looking at the exit like in those previous long corners, so you can apply the throttle as early as possible. Now this is when things get interesting or awkward depending on how much you like this chicane, which basically nobody likes the chicane. Let's look at the helicam again. If I can find it. Where is it? Where is it? There you go. So this corner, as you approach the chicane, you don't want to run completely wide to this curb. You want to cut the apex, of course. Be careful not to take this big curb, this lifted part of the curb, higher part of the curb. But then you don't want to go all the way to the exit here. You want to go basically around here, not use all the track, so you can prepare the entry to the next part of the chicane. Let's see how I take it. There you go. This is my fastest lap. I should be doing this right. And there you go. I didn't use the full track here. And again, nice on the apex, third gear, and then only down to not the middle of the track, like 3/4 of the track, so you can prepare the entry to the next part of the chicane. Now let's go again to cockpit view, if I can find it. Should be somewhere around here. There you go. So this chicane, it's quite tricky, of course, but you have to bear in mind that there's not much point optimizing the first part of the chicane. You have to be on the right line, of course. There's a lot of time to gain and lose here. It's quite tricky. I'm finding it very difficult to get on the right rhythm lap after lap. But the thing to keep in mind is that you want to optimize the exit from the second part of the chicane, because then you'll carry it over all the way to the main straight, almost. So let's go back again. Still on the previous corner. Third gear. braking down to second. I'm not sure I'm taking this one completely right. You see I did this back and forth with the steering wheel, but here you must be thinking, you must be looking at this part of the chicane and thinking, how can I best optimize the line through taking this chicane? So let's see how I take it. Then back here to this corner, you can take a bit of the higher bit of the curb. It doesn't hurt too much if you cut it, but probably you shouldn't take it. And then apply full throttle as soon as you can. The GT4 cars can take the higher part of the curb, as I said, and then start accelerating all the way around here to the main straight. Now we're almost at the end of the lap, just one more corner to go. I find it that I need to lift just slightly here most laps. Let's see if I do it here. Yes, exactly, just a tiny bit of lift. And just run, you can run wide a little bit here, it's hard to get the cut track. And there you go, to the main straight. And it's 1:54.8, should be on the screen. There you go, 1:54.879, my best lap in Barcelona. Hope you enjoyed it. So that was my best lap around Barcelona. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to like and subscribe to my channel. And also I'll share below a link in the description to the new league that's starting next Saturday. Please join us at RWB. We have a lot of fun racing to enjoy every Saturday. See you next time.